NCTV 45, The Train, anytime on your time. The Crane Room is a restaurant. The Crane Room is a bar. The Crane Room is a banquet facility. The restaurant will please you time after time with their diverse menu. Ask about their daily specials. See the menu at craneroom.com. The bar gives you an abundance of choices with 35 beers on tap and always changing. Their banquet services are always to perfection. The Crane Room, located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553. InfoCision has been giving job seekers career opportunities for the past 30 years. 150 positions are needed to be filled as soon as possible, and many of them at the Newcastle location. InfoCision handles inbound and outbound customer service and sales calls for the nation's largest nonprofit and leading media and cell phone providers. Come join the InfoCision team that offers excellent benefits. You can call or stop in at 253 East Washington Street, Newcastle. InfoCision, the #1 call center company in the world.
Good morning, Newcastle, and welcome to NCTV 45's Newswatch, your favorite media source, coming at you through Google Chromecast, Facebook, Apple TV, just to name a few. As friends gather at our window, we might go back to using the window, as you know, that way you'd be able to take a look at quite a few of your friends. It's Friday, January 8th, and Newswatch contains a recap of this week's events and sports, weather. You know, we're going to be bringing you that Newcastle Beaver Falls basketball game tonight, so you're going to make sure you want to tune in for that. Definitely a sellout. And so much more. All I have to say is one thing. Make sure you get that first cup of coffee, because Newswatch, with all that sports and information, is straight ahead for you.
The Cedars is a great restaurant with outstanding Mediterranean food. The Cedars takeout menu is second to none, featuring pizza, stromboli, hoagies, their famous lamb on the rod, and so much more. So when you're hungry and you want that Newcastle taste, make it Cedars. Now with 2 locations in Newcastle, 827 Addis Street on the east side and 1101 Highland Avenue. Call Cedars East, 724-658-9260, or Cedars North, 724-652-7657.
I am never getting married. Ever. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
I love it here.
We are never moving to the suburbs.
We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the numbers in life, talk to State Farm agent Michael Joseph in Newcastle. State Farm is there.
Come dine with us, come dine today. If you could use some real good food, there's a place not far away. If you could use a drink or two, or a place to go and play, come to Gallows Italian Villa today.
Welcome to Newswatch as we get to that first segment. And we talked about this being a recap of this week's events. What you're going to see in Newswatch is the park, and let's talk a little bit about that first. I don't doubt that they did a great study on the parks and that what they called Big Run recreational area. And Matt Staniszewski made sure that an email was sent to us informing us of the information that was going to be disseminated at the confluence. Some questions still remain. One, with the city in Act 147, just how is it going to be paid for? You know, one of the things that was talked about with parks, and Cascade was one of the parks when it was an amusement park, was the fact that the upkeep of small parks costs a lot of money. You know, as you take a look at amusement parks in and around our region, one of the main things is all the gardening and keeping everything trimmed and neat. And you have parks that no longer exist. Idora, for one. Cascade is not in the shape that it used to be. And even as you go to Conneaut, the venue has changed. So that's one question we'll be working on in the upcoming weeks. The next question is, with the amount of money that it would take to change the parks to that nature walk and everything, how are they going to pay for themselves to get that upkeep to be reduced? You know, when they took a look, did they survey the community going door to door, or did they use a small focus group of people that showed up? Now, also what you're going to see in Newswatch is the budget crisis, and it continues. No words out of Harrisburg. Things are quiet, and we roll on. Maybe it's time for people that are outside of the T to start writing legislators. And we had one ask us to like a page, and I reserved that till I could review it more on what was good and what was bad. So we know we're making an impact. Now, after these messages, we're going to get right to some of those news stories of the week. Tuscany Square Restaurant, 3470 Wilmington Road, where old world charm meets today's modern conveniences. You'll enjoy their spacious, comfortable seating, their fresh ingredients that go into making every dish, whether it's pizza or that just right entree. Tuscany Square Restaurant, they're here to serve you. Call 724-654-3065. It's time to go to Chilella and Carney, floral design artists, for flowers, plants, figurines, and so much more. Whether you're celebrating that special day, that special engagement, anniversary, birthday, you name it, Chilella and Carney has what you need. At 1006 South Mill Street, it's Chilella and Carney. The Beanery Depot and Deli, coffee, made-to-order subs, snacks, and more. Meatball sandwiches, fresh and hot. Pepperoni rolls, fish sandwiches, chicken, milkshakes. The Beanery Deli. When you're hungry for something special, and it won't cost you a lot of beans. Yes, I'm in Mr. Pizza. Hi, we're here with
Sydney.
and it looks like you girls have had a great lunch. Can you tell me what you have, Sydney?
The ham and cheese sub.
Oh, today's special. What did you have?
I had pepperoni pizza and part of the ham and cheese sub, and they were both very good.
Hey, it's always best when you get your food and somebody else's. And here at Mr. Pizza, what a great time. Stop down, check out the special. Welcome back, and we're going to talk a little bit about the parks here in Newcastle. Now, We had some people write in who were at the meeting. Exciting stuff. Can't wait to see it, says Ronnie Dam. Also in from Mira Thompson. Great presentation. I am a history buff, and since I've only lived in Newcastle for 22 years, it was great to see the old pictures meshed by technology to show us what used to be there, and we enjoyed the new vision of the parks. Okay. And then we've got a thank you for all who attended by Matt Stanishevsky. Now I'm going to spend some time and talk about this. The agenda was why are we here, a review of the process, public input, what will Cascade, Deshawn, and Gaston Parks be in 2025, and the next step. It was to plan the present and the future recreational needs of the city and county. The master plan is a 10-year look through what's going to happen over the next 10 years. Review and receive input and proposals. Okay, the planning process, where are we now? Where do we want to be, and how do we get there? What do residents want? Well, the overwhelming majority, 32% of the residents that reviewed it were to update existing facilities, and 25% keep the existing parks just the way they are. Now, I made some suggestions in that investing more time to provide special events and programs in the park was another major area that was looked at. What existing facilities do you use within the park? The overwhelming majority were the picnic shelters, playgrounds, and trails. What do residents want? Well, they looked at the swimming pool, upgrade the playgrounds, and also a sledding hill. Yeah, I guess for winter type activities. Back to the 50s weekend. What events does your family attend? Back to the 50s, Italian Fest, and the car show seem to be the three biggest. And when they asked what do they support about reopening the pool, the overwhelming 90% wanted the pool reopened. How do you recommend? And what they said was a fee program where you pay to use the pool. 75% of the people said they would volunteer to help this. Now, what people didn't realize or may not realize is that Cascade, Deshawn, and Gaston are actually connected. Now, Cascade Park is not the biggest area of the park. The biggest area of the park actually is Gaston, which in this J-shaped type replica, and we'll try and get that up for you, shows that Deshawn is the bottom area that connects the two parks. They started with Gaston Park first, Gaston being the bottom area, and they talked about the fact that the tennis courts were kind of underwater and not doing so great. It was muddy and soft ground down there. They talked about the parking area being a little bit small, and they also talked about the picnic shelters. They said about removing unsafe structures, signage, and they tried to market it as Big Run recreational area. That's as they were talking about Gaston Park. They took comments from the people that were in attendance, And then they moved on to Deshaun. They talked about there were a lot of baseball fields, and it was existing 1.4 acres. They divided into Upper Deshaun, Lower Deshaun, Lower Deshaun East and Lower Deshaun West, and the Woodland Trails. Now there is a lake currently on the corner edge of Deshaun, and what they envisioned happening here, and it's very interesting to see. They talked about a hockey deck, parking, the existing baseball fields, and a future cell tower being in one area to improve communications. Now, interesting enough to note, and I don't know that it was mentioned, that one side of the park is in Shenango Township. They did talk about the lake and the stream that it empties into, and they talked about character images of the park with the baseball field and such. Matt Staniszewski was nice enough to send us the slide presentation, and I'm going through it right now. The draft plan for Cascade Park featured history and heritage. Okay, it talked about what was at the park, and it looked at the park entrance was actually down lower than it was right now. There are two magnificent standing pillars and a guardhouse. And I don't know if people actually remember, but there was actually a house there. Main entrance of the park, they talked about the parking, okay, the historic ticket booth, a water feature, and also a dog park. They relocated the historic arch to the area where you drive into, currently where the miniature golf used to be. And they talked about relocating that and improving the entrance so that it looks a little bit better. Then they gave sketches of the Grove and the area. They talked about the historic wishing well, the carousel. Big Run runs through the park, and the dance hall. They went on to talk about picnic pavilions down the lower, and then they talked about the swimming pool and updating that. The swimming pool area included parking and the newly renovated space. There was a sketch for open recreation, a wetland boardwalk, which included looking at the lake. Character images said, "Welcome to Cascade Park, Big Run Recreation Area. Welcome to Deshaun Park, Big Run Recreation Area. And welcome to Gaston Park, Big Run Recreation Area." And then they had the images and upgrades that you could see. As I look through here, one of the recommendations they said was installing security cameras, applying for a National Registry of Historic Places, coordinate with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers for a Big Run watershed hydraulic study, reduce and improve pavement throughout the park, install accessible walkways to connect the facilities, and improve walking areas. The focus was on durability, long-lasting, and vandal-resistant, high-quality improvements. Throughout Cascade Park, the likes and dislikes continued, and they went on. The application for the PADCR funding applications are due on April 16th. And I'm going to stop there, as this was a very long meeting that contained a lot of information. So make sure that you go by the city's website and take a look. Now, when we return, a whole lot more of those top stories today in Newcastle, PA, coming right at you. Hello, friends. Are you a person on the go? Do you need snacks, cookies, maybe just a deli sandwich, lottery, or gas? It's Geno's in Mahoning Town for all your needs. Stop by Geno's and tell them NCTV 45 sent you. Arlington Market, located at 726 Arlington Avenue, has all the great food you remember. Yes, their canned goods are fantastic and feature that old world taste. And meat, cheeses, produce, lunch meats, fresh cut meats, groceries, and so much more. It's Arlington Market. It'll make your table look spectacular.
Butts Flowers and Gifts offers top quality flower arrangements and gifts for any occasion. The pros at Butts Flowers and Gifts provide exceptional customer service, and each bouquet is hand arranged. Stop in and check out their wide selection of gift baskets and plants. They provide flower delivery service locally to Newcastle, Bessemer, Edinburgh, New Wilmington, West Pittsburgh, and across the nation. It's Butts Flowers at 120 East Washington Street in downtown Newcastle. Call 724-652-7727 or toll free 1-800-443-7726.
Now, if you couldn't tell, there's some guys that are in the studios. Notice how this Ohio State hat was placed on top of the Notre Dame hat. And this must be the Cedars Sports Corner. Well, okay, let's talk about this sports weekend. Number one, Friday night, the Newcastle Red Hurricanes take on the Beaver Falls Tigers down at Beaver Falls, and NCTV 45 will be there. Number two, it's my son's birthday this weekend, and he'll be celebrating, and the Steelers will be playing the Cincinnati Bengals. So that's two games versus the Tigers, the Beaver Falls Tigers in Newcastle, the Cincinnati Bengal Tigers, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget that it's the night at the races for the Newcastle High School football boosters. So make sure that you attend that, and they'll have the game on for you. So that was the Cedars Sports Corner. We're going to do this as we go through and kind of skedaddle out of here. Make sure that you tune in for all that sports action. We're going to take a quick time out, and we'll be right back after these messages. Pegley's Pasta Amore. When you're hungry for that great Italian taste, bellissimo, it is tremendous. You have to stop by Pegley's for pasta, sandwiches, pizza. Yes, it's Pegley's Pasta Amore for that great Italian taste. It's not just for Sunday anymore. Head over to Pegley's.
Whether it's a scheduled appointment or same-day service, DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning offers 24/7 service for commercial, industrial, and residential, as well as fire and water damage restoration. Using state-of-the-art technology, DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning experts are ready to professionally clean your carpet today. Call DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning for a free in-home estimate. Thank you for making us Lawrence and Mercer County's largest carpet cleaner.
And remember, nobody gets your carpet cleaner.
If you're having a party, then Keystone Specialty is the place you need to go. Yes, they have every party supply that you can imagine. Planning that wedding, that graduation, or maybe it's just that big game that's coming up, go to Keystone Specialty. Party supplies and so much more. Remember, they have those fall decorations, winter, spring, and summer. It's Keystone Specialty on the south side of Newcastle, Mill Street. This program furnished by Sporting Goods, 23 East Washington Street, Newcastle. Call 724-658-2535. Yes, we're back and Newswatch rolls on. And here's a question I have for you. Let's see if you could come up with this. What fundraiser raised almost $20,000 to benefit Lawrence County? And I didn't want to give the name because then you'd probably know. Yes, the Habitat for Humanity. It's Polar Plunge. Yeah, and they named it very cutely. The 6th annual Douse for a House Polar Plunge. Now, it wouldn't have been too bad taking that plunge in December. And February is a few days off. But put this on your calendar. It could be fun. You know, you're sitting around. You're wondering what to do. Well, all the funds remain here in Lawrence County, helping us to provide another deserving family with a simple, decent, affordable house. Help us increase the amount in 2016 and make a family's dreams come true. Visit our website for the official plunge registration form. That's at there's 3 W's, lchfh-pa.org. If you would like to be a sponsor, please see the sponsor letter also on the website. Yes, that is Habitat for Humanity. That's their fundraiser. And you're probably saying, well, Ange, you didn't tell us when. Well, that's February 20th, 2016 at Moraine State Park in Portersville. Go out, get your tootsies wet. Raise some money for Habitat for Humanity. What a great cause. Now, you know, firefighters are always on the front line protecting everybody, and our hats off to the Wartenberg Perry Voluntary Fire Department as they plan this fireman's workshop. It's called First Responders Fire Dynamics. Now, they're going to talk about hazardous materials. They're going to talk about, you know, I have to interrupt myself here because as people go by either to Washington Physical Therapy or next door to the pharmacy, they walk back and forth, they wave. There are so many people that are enjoying community television. But let's get back to this fire dynamics. Lawrence County's First Responders Fire Dynamics, and it's being held at the Wartenberg Perry Volunteer Fire Department, and it starts on the 13th. They're going to cover hazardous materials, equipment, all types of fire training, and Saturday's program goes from 8 to 3. For more information on this, call Mike Rittor. And I screwed that up. Just call him Mike at 724-657-7601. I know he has more information and be glad to give it to you. And you know what? These sponsors have a lot of information and they're going to give it to you. And we'll be right back after these messages. Hello, folks. Angelo Parada for Ferrone Brothers. Wow, you have to try their food. Great Italian food and 2 locations on the south side on Mill Street and on Wilmington Road in Newcastle. Ferrone Brothers for pepperoni rolls, pizza, any Italian dish that you can imagine, okay, and a whole lot more. It's Ferrone Brothers. Stop by, they have those daily specials, and they look forward to seeing you. Tell them NCTV 45 sent you.
Gentlemen, if you want to look your best with high quality clothing, then I recommend Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors in downtown Newcastle. Mike Caggiano is the owner, and he and his staff have been in the business for decades, and they will always give you the right recommendations. They also carry Rondinelli tuxedos. That's Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors, 210 East Washington Street, downtown Newcastle. Call 724-65. The Crane Room is a restaurant. The Crane Room is a bar. The Crane Room is a banquet facility. The restaurant will please you time after time with their diverse menu. Ask about their daily specials. See the menu at craneroom.com. The bar gives you an abundance of choices with 35 beers on tap and always changing. Their banquet services are always to perfection. The Crane Room, located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
Yes, welcome back, and we're going to add a little bit of a different wrinkle to our News Watch. We're going to entitle it Lifestyles and Fun. And, you know, it begins on people saying, and we want to diminish this notion. The only way to do it is to help people know what their options are. They'll say, geez, it's so boring here. I don't have anything to do. Well, in our Lifestyles and Fun segment that we will bring you from time to time, life is what you make it. So and we opened up giving you some good news of how other people are viewed right in your community, from Dale Perlman to a perfect stranger. And here is another opportunity to take a look at some things that will make you feel better in this new year. First of all, the YMCA is having that Corporate Cup Challenge. And yeah, the entry fee is $300, but if you get some people together, maybe that's something you would want to try out. Here's another thing. We aired a piece that had the cowboy, and you probably remember it, saying, you know, for heaven's sakes, pull up your pants. Nobody wants to see that. Well, why don't we make a resolution, a lifestyle change, to start to look neat? Because, you know, not everybody can buy the Ralph Lauren designer clothes that may be out there, but you can look very neat, presentable, trimmed hair, and cleaned up. And you know what? People will notice. Another thing is get involved in your community. By doing that, you develop relationships and friends, even if it's going to the Y. But even more importantly, going to New Visions. Lord knows, if you just ask Larry Corvey or some of the people, they don't always agree with me, and I don't always agree with them. But you know what? We're all in this castle together, and that will make things a lot better. In other words, for instance, just by going to the meeting, it's a night out, gets you a cup of coffee, and makes you feel better about things going on in and around Newcastle. And it could give you a very positive outlook. It will help you dispel the rumor that downtown isn't safe. And then maybe on some night, you'll want to come down with a friend and just go over to Two Rivers and get a cup of coffee. Or get those fantastic wings they have for $5. You know, maybe you'll want to try it at Cedars or Crane Room as you move around the county, which is Newcastle, and Newcastle is the county, and it'll make you feel better about yourself. Don't overindulge, stay fit, and dress neatly. That's our lifestyle segment and advice for this first segment of Fun Lifestyles and You, and we're looking to expand it into NCLC, Newcastle Lawrence County Living. Be looking for that program to air right here on NCTV 45. Now, speaking about living, if you don't go visit these sponsors, you're not living. So let's take a look at what they have to say, and we'll return right after this.
Daimio and Olson Law Group, where every client matters. Serving Newcastle, Elwood City, and Youngstown. Daimio and Olson handles criminal law, bankruptcy, civil matters, workers' compensation, personal injury, medical malpractice, divorce, wills, real estate, and many more legal issues. Call any one of their offices in Newcastle, Elwood City, or Youngstown with these phone numbers. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Daimio and Olson Law Group, where every client matters.
Whether it's time to fix the furnace, throw the salt, shovel the drive, it's Paul D. Weller Hardware. We have what you need. Whether it's time to get warm, make the macaroni, make the ravioli, make the pizzelles, throw another log on the fire. It's Paul D. Weller Hardware. Hey, let's go sled ride.
Bill's Bake Shop will make you happy. Owner Bill Cast and his staff keep the tradition going with all those bakery items you remember as a kid. Just to name a few, Bill makes cream sticks, cinnamon rolls, bear claws, cream horns, cannoli, cakes, pies, cookies, bread, pizza, and more. You can also buy homemade Cavatelli and ravioli. Bill's Bake Shop, located 228 North Liberty Street in the Mahoningtown section of Newcastle, is open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 to 5, and Sunday, 7 to 2, closed Monday. Bill's, where smiles are everywhere. Call 724-654-4223.
Now it's time, you got it, for that Crane Room 45 weather. And last night, after a mostly cloudy low of 23, it actually felt balmy yesterday afternoon as I was walking into the studio. What's your Thursday look like? Partly sunny with a high of 43. That warmer temperature feels good. And Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a low of 30. Now, Friday, there is a chance of precipitation under mostly cloudy skies. The chance of precipitation, 50% with a high of 44. Friday night, showers are likely under cloudy skies with a low around 36. The chance of precipitation is 60%, and watch out for those slick spots as some areas might dip down. Your Saturday, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, high of 46. The chance of rain is 50%. And Saturday night, it will cool off, so make sure you take that coat if you're going out. This was Crane Room 45 weather, and we're going to be back with a wrap-up right after this. Wow, yes, it's fun to go to the Y, and now with great affordable rates, it's more swimming, more exercise, more family time. The YMCA in downtown Newcastle, or the Y Zone on Eleanor Drive in Shannon Township, welcomes you to a variety of programs, exercise, and fun events.
If you're craving pizza and more, then Little Johnny's 2 wants you to come through the door. Their menu includes many pizza varieties, jumbo wings, hoagies, calzones, strombolis, flatbread sandwiches, bread bowl salads, soups, and more. Dine in, take out, or have them delivered. Little Johnny's 2 can even cater your next party. Their prices are right, and the food is the way you expect it. Little Johnny's 2 is located at 130 East Washington Street in downtown Newcastle. Call 724-657-2210.
Funding for this program provided by Washington Center Physical Therapy, Norm A. Gabriel, MSPT, ATC owner. Today's programming is brought to you by NCTV 45 and NC Radio 450, Newcastle's community television station.
There's more than meets the eye. You gotta give them Newcastle a try. The right small town for living. Look around. You made me cry.
Welcome back to Newswatch. And you know, I didn't want to disturb these guys, but I had to get them up. They're late every day to work. Jeez, oh man, I'll tell you what, it is a shame. And you could see, look at Joel, also happy. First of all, we have to turn our attention to Joel, because did you notice who called in this week?
Who called in? Urban.
No.
Who?
No, I was amazed.
Who?
I was so flattered.
Who?
Lou Holtz.
Oh,
it was his birthday.
Was it? He called in.
Nice. Yeah, and
Very
we got a happy birthday, and we got a thank you
You smell very nice.
from from Lou Holtz. And then you know what? You know what?
Huh.
Did you like your thoughts?
I was correct with what I said.
No, reading your
What?
no, you didn't pay attention.
What? What did he say?
See,
He smells nice. That's what's
when
distracting.
they
You know,
went,
Poot has a new cologne. I swear to God, he has a new cologne. We'll talk.
when
about
these guys went
Are we on
on, when these guys went on location, they didn't watch their show, as I can tell. But we had little speech balloons come up
Oh, I didn't see
for
it.
what you were
it.
thinking.
Without our permission. Without our
I
permission.
didn't
And-
sign off. Did you sign
and
off?
you know
I didn't sign
what?
off on anything.
It was so beautiful because
Because
everybody
you did it, and you're
said,
adorable.
everybody said, well, I got to show them the comments, and I will. Thank you for friending me, Angelo. We appreciate
Two people?
being.
Friended you.
Listen, when you're Newcastle's favorite media source,
Yeah.
I mean, what am I going to say? You know, they're probably out there trying to get donations now. These other media guys.
They can't
Now,
handle
did
it.
you report on the Fiesta Bowl at all?
Yes,
No.
I.
Okay.
Did he?
Listen, I told everybody.
Did you see the score? Did you watch the game?
And you know I watched the game, and I text you right
You
on
don't
it.
have anything in your cup. You lie to these people. Did you tell me to get the
I
first
didn't
cup?
want to.
Wait,
Because
he
he's
had
going to
his
make us
first
go.
cup. He had
Oh,
his first
okay.
cup.
Because we have to go back
Oh,
on and
yeah.
get you coffee again.
Well, you know what? I'm a little scoostamot. I want it all. See,
What does that mean?
We can't tell you.
you know, I
Better than
mean,
being a stunat.
Did
yeah.
you watch the Fiesta Bowl?
Who
Did you see-
predicted
did you see
the
the-
beating that Notre Dame was going to take? I told
You
you,
know,
they were
it's
too
just
physical. You
amazing.
can make all the excuses
Now,
you want.
if you really want, I'm going to tell you, go out, get some brioche, maybe a little Alka-Seltzer.
Brioche?
And watch the replay of the
Because
Ohio State game.
what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you to have a great
That's a nice
weekend
hat.
in the best castle in the world. And, you know, after you do that, definitely, like I said, get the Alka-Seltzer because they're on next. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you again next week.
He's tweeting.
I'll cry and ashamed. My tears fell